Alright guys, we got exercise 2 in chapter 4 here, and chapter 4 is mainly about making decisions and, comparisons. And so I think the most important part is when we get down into this area, if else, and like less than, equal to. In this chapter we're going to make use of like and, or, and Boolean variables. So it's right here, we don't need that. So this problem, we're asking to have a user enter two values, two numbers, and we're going to compare those to see if they're equal or which one is greater than the other. And so we're going to start here with, let's do the pseudocode. Start, output, enter two numbers, and you can kind of see how it follows the actual code of program. You don't need to code this out. All you need is the pseudocode or the flowchart. But we have an input here. This is going to be the first number, a space, and then the second number. So you'll put in the first number, you'll hit the space bar, and you'll put in the second, and then you'll hit enter. So if the first is equal to the second, we'll output the numbers are equal, else we have a nested if statement. If the first is less than the second, output the second number is greater, else the first number is greater than the second number. End if for this if statement, or it's a nested if statement, and then end if for this if else statement, and stop. And this is actually a nested if else. And let's go over the flowchart real fast too. So we've got start, you see it follows the pseudocode, input numbers. This is a check for making sure that you do enter a number and not a letter. You don't have to have this. So if you don't want to do that, you just take this and move that over here. But we have if they're equal, true, false, if, nested if statement, or if else statement here. Output the second number is greater or the first number is greater. And then we've got stop. So look that over. It's pretty simple. Let's go back to this real quick. We've got our variables, x and y, first number, second number. We've got a ask for two numbers, a way to enter it. First number, space, second number, hit enter. And here's your check to make sure that a letter's not entered or something like a comma. Because when they're integer like this, it freaks out if you hit a letter and the code does this infinite looping. So that's where this cn.fail and clear and ignore limits thing here, that all kind of stops it from freaking out. And it calms down and it says only enter numbers please. And then we've got the same prompt. So we just have, this right here is the same as that. Then we go into the detail loop. So if x is equal to y, there you go. But if they're not equal, well, if the first one is less than the second one, then the second number is greater. Otherwise, the first number has to be greater. It's just logic. So you really only have three choices. And then we end job there. So let's go ahead and watch it run. Let's try a letter real fast. Space 7, only numbers. Maybe 2 letters. Only numbers. Okay. So let's do 5 and 8. The second number. Good. Let's run it again. Let's do the first number being greater. 9 space 4. First number. It works. Alright, now let's check for them being equal. 7 space 7. So you can see how it all works. Program makes sense. It does exactly what we need. So just kind of look over the pseudocode and the flowchart, and that should be pretty simple for you there. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.